Hi, I'm Laura from Meadowlark Violin, and today I want to talk to you about some common problems that I see over and over again that students do that make it nearly impossible for them to keep their bow straight. So let's jump right in. So the first one has to do with how students hold their violin. And a lot of students hold their violin more inside their body, more at a 45-degree angle. And they do this probably so that they can see their left hand better. It's a lot harder to see what's going on over here. But if they hold it in front, they can see their left hand better. But that wreaks havoc on the bow because you don't have much room to play right there where you need to. You're going to fall more over the fingerboard or play right over here. Or you're going to have to do something weird with your bow arm to where you can play right there in between the bridge and the fingerboard. And you see that makes it so hard to have a straight bow. So all you need to do is to push that violin back, make sure it's more at a 180-degree angle from your body, and that's going to give your bow arm so much more room. You're going to be able to play right there where you need to, and you're going to have this perfect square shape here with your arm right in front of your body, and that's going to help you bow straight. Number two is similar. It also has to do with violin position, and that's letting the scroll droop. And a lot of times this is a problem of the shoulder rest not being adjusted properly. So if your shoulder rest wants to continuously drop or droop like that, it's going to make it really hard to get your bow straight. You're going to have to angle your body in weird ways to make it work. So I'll put a link in the subscription to how to adjust your shoulder rest properly so that you can keep that bow straight. Number three, having the bow arm way outside of the body. So a lot of times students aren't this exaggerated. Sometimes it's very subtle, but even a little amount can keep your bow from being straight. So you want your bow arm to be pretty much in front of your body. If you've got to turn your head to look at your elbow, then your bow arm is way too far out here. Your shoulder's too wide, and that's going to make it hard to keep your bow straight. Number four, swinging the bow arm while you're trying to bow. So a lot of students try to bow this way by swinging the arm, and that's going to make your bow constantly change position. So you want your bow arm to be pretty still, and you're just what we call opening and closing from the elbow. So there's not a lot of side-to-side shoulder movement at all. The shoulder's relaxed, but it's not swinging back and forth to get that bow to move. Number five. This is a big one, and I see it with almost all students to some degree, and that is not holding the bow hold properly, and specifically not getting the thumb curved. So a lot of students want to try to support the bow with their thumb, and they keep the thumb very straight and flexed out like that. And you see what that instantly does to my bow. It makes the tip go behind my head. And so no matter what you're doing with your arm or your violin position, if you're holding your bow like this, it's always going to be at an angle. And that also keeps your pinky from ever reaching the stick. So if you're having trouble getting your pinky over there with the stick, it's probably because you're pushing it out with your thumb. So relax your thumb, get it to curve. Just think about letting the bow rest on the tip of that thumb. It's just kind of balancing there. And that's going to help you keep your pinky on the stick. And the pinky also can control the angle of your bow as well. So that's another reason why it's really important to have that pinky there. It does so much for control. So if your thumb is nice and curved, nice and relaxed, now you can play with a straight bow. The last problem that I see is just students not being aware of the tip of their bow. They're often so focused on what's happening right here that they forget that they've got 2 extra feet of bow sticking out at the top of their violin. And that's a lot that can go wrong up there. So just being aware of where your tip of your bow is will do a lot to help you keep your bow straight. And there's some little tricks you can do to help with this. So specifically on up bows, if you're going from the tip to the frog, one thing to help you keep your bow straight the whole way and be mindful of the tip of your bow is to try something, I call it bow jumps, where you go up bow and you're going to keep going and you're going to hit the bout of your violin right there in the middle. And that's going to keep your bow straight the entire time and help your arm to just continue to bring the bow up. So, and hit it there. You can kind of do the same thing on a down bow. It doesn't work quite as well, but you can draw the bow and then continue on. Try to kind of hit it in the middle of that bottom bout. Like I said, it doesn't work as well, but you want to imagine that the bow is staying straight that whole time, and staying straight if you were to continue on with a longer bow. So if you realize you have some of those common problems, then fixing them hopefully will be the key to getting your bow straight. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and check out my website, meadowlarkviolin.com, for more violin tips and resources and free sheet music. I'm Laura from Meadowlark Violin. Happy practicing!